Hey everyone, this is Paul with Sons of Speed, and today we have something really, really special for you. We are in a Tesla Plaid edition. We were able to get our hands on one. The owner sitting right here, Paul Balish, was nice enough to let us drive around in it today, and the acceleration in this car is just mind-bending.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got 1,000 horsepower. Mm-hmm. Is what is it? 400 horsepower engines.
Yeah, one in the
or
front.
motors, I should say, motors.
Yeah, I know. I make the mistake all the time.
But when you run them in a series, you don't get 1,200 horsepower. You get about 1,000.
Correct.
Okay, and which is just in a 5-passenger sedan is just mind blowing.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
So now that you've had the car for a week, or about a week now, 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So what are the positives? What do you like about it?
I mean, just the drivability. It's very easy to drive. It's very comfortable. You know, everything about it. It don't get me wrong. The steering wheel. It took a day to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's there. But it's very easy to drive. You just get in and go. It knows when I need to go and drive and I need to go in reverse. So I just kind of sit
and it works.
It surprisingly, yeah. Yeah, obviously there's the scenario I can go either way. And it usually puts me going forward, but you know, it works. The screen is massive in here.
It's beautiful too.
Anybody that steps in the car, they're like, "Oh my god, that's a giant iPad."
Yeah.
And you know, surprisingly, it all works. I just sit in and go. I never had a Tesla before, so sitting in it was just, at first it was a little daunting, but then all the technology and everything else kind of melts away and you just drive, and it's a very enjoyable car to drive in.
So another nice thing about an electric motor is doesn't matter what the temperature is outside, really. I mean, the battery's affected a little bit by temperature, but not the motor. In fact, today it's like 90 degrees here in Chicago, and you know, a normal gasoline engine, especially like a turbocharger, might be struggling a little bit with this kind of weather, but it doesn't affect this car at all.
You don't even know what temperature it is. There's no temperature gauges. So in that regards, yeah, no, I feel no difference in performance. And you know, sea elevation, I don't think really matters as much for electric.
Yeah, because that's another reason why, like for Pikes Peak, they modified one of the Teslas to the Tesla Plaid, I believe it was, to do Pikes Peak, and doesn't care about elevation. No. Just keeps going.
Yeah.
No, that's another advantage of the electric motor. And also, I just want to say, driving in this car now for a few minutes, the suspension is actually pretty firm, but it's not harsh at all. No. And it does have that sportiness to it.
Well, actually, you say that, I have it in sport suspension. So it's got the air suspension, so we could change it to comfort, we could change it to sport. I personally like the sport. Just if I want to hit it, I want to not have to think about it.
Well, the fact that I guessed it correctly means that it's working.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I like more of a firm ride. I don't like the airy feeling.
Yeah.
But when you're on the highway, the car actually raises its suspension for comfort.
Okay.
And does allow you that. It senses that and kind of takes care of it for you. So it's really nice.
And tell us a little bit of the one-pedal drive. How does that work?
Yeah, so I mean, you're hitting the gas, and as soon as you let go of the gas, it automatically starts applying the regenerative braking to get you some of that energy back that you lost. So most of the time I'm never hitting the brakes. This entire drive that we've been on so far, I haven't actually touched the brake pedal except for maybe a rare occasion. I did not have a Tesla before, let alone a Model S, but you know, I've sat in them, test drove them, and sitting inside this one, it's a completely different car. Everything looks way nicer in terms of fit and trim. Now, don't get me wrong, it's still not, you know, creme de la creme here. There's still a little bit issues, you know, there's a nick in the trim piece on the door. Part of the central console part of it's broken, but Tesla's taking care of that.
Yeah.
You know, you brought it to their attention, and they're like, "Fine, we'll take care of it. Not an issue." So
no questions asked.
No questions asked. You know, there was, you know, the panel gaps and whatnot. I actually have a panel gap on the inside panel in the back that they're going to take care of. So, you know, there's always little issues here and there, but they're taking care of it. And you know, I'm going to be honest with you, while I'm driving this thing, none of that bothers me.
Yeah.
It's going to get fixed. I know it's going to get fixed, so.
Well, just hit the gas one time and all those problems go away.
Yeah, you stop caring about anything else. It's incredible.
So 0 to 60, it realistically is 2.3, but on on a drag strip, they're able to get to...
They've been under 2.
Under 2.
Yeah. When you actually put it into the drag strip mode and floor it, I've noticed that I get more of a rush actually when it passes 60 and it keeps going.
Yeah.
And it just keeps pulling at you. I think that's the difference. I think, 0 to 60 is fantastic, but the fact that, 0 to 90, 0 to 100 is still pulling.
Yeah.
And you feel it, and that's when I actually start to get that rush.
If you're not used to it, it's actually a completely different experience.
Yes.
Because you just feel that pressure on your chest, and it's just a totally different experience that you're not ready for.
Yeah, and some people never get ready for it. My wife, not ready for it ever. She got sick the first time we did
Really?
it. It's a different type of feeling. And granted, when you're the driver, you're holding onto the steering wheel, so you have that little sense. But when you're a passenger, you're just at the will of the car, and it's incredible.
Yeah, so now you know what it feels like to get shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
About the technology of the car, I mean, it's amazing. Just the small little details, like this car actually has no air vents, at least no vents that you can see.
Yeah,
it kind of the air kind of folds in from behind like this wood trim here. And what's even more amazing is using the screen, you can adjust the direction without even having the vents shown. It's just
magic.
I know, it's magic. It's absolutely magic.
And it works. It works really well.
And it's so beautifully clean and simple because you don't have any vents to engineer around.
Yeah, you don't even. I mean, now you think about it, like you see a vent, you're like, oh man, that's ugly.
That is like, oh my god, that's so old school.
Yeah.
You have vents in your car? What kind of garbage is this? So yeah, it's just Tesla just knocks it out of the park with their technology. It's just amazing. So we're gonna do some acceleration tests here. We even got Brendan in the back because he was like, I'm not gonna miss out on this.
Nope. 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds. I'm a roller coaster freak. I want to see what that feels like. Oh, it's so smooth.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely amazing how quiet and smooth it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even tell compared to the Ford Mustang Mach-E,
Oh,
there's just a whole other level of smoothness and quietness to this.
Yeah, refinement for sure. Some of this technology is stuff you only dream of, and apparently Elon Musk dreamed it, and then he had his engineers build it. So,
well, wait. Now, there's always the talk about, well, you got to put it in this mode and do this mode, in order to get everything ready. We were driving around. I put it to be prepared to go, but let's just say we wanted to go without putting it in cheetah stance or cheetah mode, which is anywhere. I've had it go as quick as like 10 seconds, sometimes it's 15 seconds. But let's just say right now, I'm just going to stop. I'm not even going to put it in launch mode, and I'm just going to nail it.
it literally takes your breath away.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It compresses your chest. You can't breathe.
Yeah.
This is what it must feel like to get shot off an aircraft carrier.
Or John Force in his his funny car.
Yeah, it's incredible. When I first got the car and I was doing it, I couldn't help but just giggle every time it happened, and I just the biggest ear to ear grin you can imagine.
Yes, we call that a shit-eating grin. And that's exactly what I've got, because that was awesome.
Yeah, but that's without any of the other stuff. It just go.
Holy Moses, that thing was... I literally compressed my chest. I couldn't get any air out.
And all you hear is the subtle whine of the motors going faster and faster.
It's, wow. Wow. If they could figure out in-road induction charging, why would you buy another car? I mean,
yeah.
Woo! That's an experience.
Okay, so Paul, so why don't you tell us a couple of differences from the outgoing Model S to the new Model S in the Plaid edition here?
Sure. So looking just initially, you see it looks very similar than the outgoing one. What's different here is going to be your front. Obviously, I'm missing the tow hook cover during the detail thing. It's kind of a breakaway piece for Tesla. Well, it broke away.
So they've got a new one on order. That's not a problem. But what you see here is this is just a bigger opening. So I believe probably to allow air in there to help cool the batteries down. So that's kind of a new addition. The other thing is difference is the fog lights, and actually you have an air opening here to get air across the tires, across the brakes in the front. Something that they didn't have before. And it just looks very sleek. This comes out just a little bit further than the last model, obviously to help you move along the road appropriately. And then the other thing you notice is that it's wider. There's no doubt about it. The fender flares.
You know how much wider it is?
You know, I've heard that in the back, a total of a little bit over 3 inches wider in the back, and I'm assuming it's a little bit less in the front.
Yeah.
They are bigger, wider tires than they've ever had on the car before.
These are the 21?
These are the 21s. It's a 265 in the front and a 295 in the back.
Okay.
So they did stagger them.
Serious rubber, yeah.
Yeah, some serious rubber on there. Some great looking tires, I think. I love the color and the kind of the matte finish on them. I think it's great. These cameras are newer, wider, obviously probably outset more to allow for the wider flares out there. But otherwise, besides that, it sits a little bit lower. If you look at the prior versions compared to this version, there's less gap here. One of the cool features is about the trunk. You know, I had the car and I got rid of my older car, and my wife had the other car, so I had to actually pick up a TV. And I was like, I don't really want to put a TV in my brand new car, but when I looked at it before heading to the store, I was like, you know what? I think there's a ton of space here, and there actually is. If you take out this kind of divider, this cover, this goes down. There's actually a ton of storage space underneath here, as well as storage space on either side. But you put this down, you can actually release the seats, and you have a massive amount of space. I mean, it's incredible, and the TV fit with extra room. I didn't even have to think about it.
Okay, well, overall, just absolutely beautiful. They really did some nice enhancements to the overall look and also these little details. And you know, you got the acceleration, you got the top speed, you got the cornering characteristics. This is a true everyday supercar.
Yeah, it's putting a lot of supercars to shame, so it's...
It definitely is.
Yeah.
So, all right, Paul, well, thank you so much
for
letting us have a review of the car and riding along with you. It's been fantastic. So with that, this has been Paul with Sons of Speed. Thanks for watching, and please, please hit the subscribe button, give us a like, comment, and tell your friends all about us. We really appreciate it. Thanks.